The Emperor has been expecting you.
Hi everyone and welcome to 16 Figure Focus, and you're very welcome to The Hope Show, episode 102, a weekly live stream dedicated to 1/6 scale collecting in general, TV, movies, pop culture, all of that type of thing. So I'm just going to bring in our panels. We got Bob, the Tiny Art Guy, we got Harrison, Viking Collectibles, and we have Phil, Rogue One Photography. Interesting. Phil is not... I cannot add Phil for some reason. Maybe he's gone out and he's gone back in again. Evening, gents. How was your Monday?
Good, thank you.
Yeah, good. Very busy. Very busy.
Yeah.
Glad to finish work tonight. Yeah.
Definitely.
One of a particularly busy Monday for you then, Bob.
Yeah, lots of meetings. So we have a regular 8:30 Monday meeting, 8:30 in the morning, and then last one was about 5 o'clock. So yeah, like headset on all day. You know, it just gets a bit.
Oh right, yeah.
Weird.
That's kind of draining as well. You'd be kind of wired, I'd say, coming out of work sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see your private chat there that we were talking about that car backstage. So I can't tell if that's sarcasm or not. Is that like...
No, that's cheap. That's
Really?
cheap for a new electric car, 40k.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Because I didn't know. I don't know what the I don't have a frame of reference, I guess. Like, you know, but I just see that there.
Yeah, for a decent one, a futuristic
Cool.
looking one. That's right.
Because it's I kind of, not this time, but maybe in a few years' time, I might revisit that and maybe get one that's a few years old, so I don't have to pay the full price. Harrison, how was your Monday going?
Yeah, good, thank you. And busy for me too. Yeah.
But do you have enough energy to give some hot takes? That's what the crowd.
Oh
really wants.
yes, yes,
Good
definitely.
Good stuff.
Always.
And Phil is there. I think he's having technical issues. I'll let him join in when he wants. I'm going to start us off. We'll get a little bit of an icebreaker going here. So, because of my thoughts on movies like Badlands or Superman, which I was definitely considerably more harsher on Superman, and I think there was Alien Earth. Yeah, that was the other one. I got a few messages in the last few months kind of saying, Jesus, man, do you like anything? Or they were actually nicer ones. Actually, some of my friends messaged like about that, and then there was like some like, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, all right, okay, yeah, fair enough. I'm sorry that you're emotional about this, but I decided then to last week I kind of went through some of the kind of horror movies and gave my ratings for ones that I'd watched, and it was actually they were movies that I'd never seen before that I watched over the kind of spooky season. They were all first watches for me. Some of them were old movies. But I put this post up during the week. And these are... You know when people say, oh, the best movies were in the 80s? Like, okay, Harrison, I'm going to be Team Harrison here. Older guys will say stuff like that. Like the best movies were in the 80s and that's it. And then everything else went downhill. Although I'm a child of the 80s, I'm an 83 baby. I completely disagree with that. Not that I completely disagree with it. Some of my favorite movies came from the 80s, but I still think there's some quality, a lot of quality out there. There's some still fantastic movies out there. So I just put together a list of movies that I've seen. These are all post 2020. So these are all movies that I've seen post 2020. And just kind of like say my own personal ratings for them. And of course, like, you know, feel free to tear these apart and disagree. Don't worry. I've shown this to Eddie already, and he has absolutely gone through some of these going, nah, don't agree with you there. Don't agree with you there. I think we agreed on 3 of them. But yeah, just a few standouts there. Dune 2 for me is a 5-star movie. So is Top Gun Maverick. No Way Home. That was definitely one that Eddie strongly disagreed with. But then they're all 4 and 5-star movies, like, you know. So I know if anyone's messaging me, kind of going, "You hate everything," that is just not true. Just make something good, and I'll like it. And everything on this here is movies that I thoroughly enjoyed. Although I think No Time to Die, I could probably knock that down to 3.5 stars, to be quite honest. Gentlemen, have you seen? I presume you've seen most of these movies, if not all of these movies. Is there anything there that you're looking at going, oh, that should be ranked higher, or anything you're looking at going, oh God, Shane, I completely disagree with you there, or maybe ones that you completely didn't like, or ones you liked, or ones that what are your ones that you could add that you're like, oh, this movie I saw in the last few years and it's incredible. Take it away, guys.
You've got some pretty high rankings there already, mate, I think. But I wouldn't particularly disagree. I watched No Way Home again last couple of days. Fell in love with it again.
I figured you did when you messaged about the Tom Holland suit.
Yeah. You know me, I'm very faddy. I basically want a figure of the last movie I watched, which is really dangerous. I did like Oppenheimer a lot. I can relate to some of the. My work is involved in similar kind of stuff, so when something is kind of your bag. So that's why I really like that one.
Are you a man of science? I never really.
Yeah.
Right. I see.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I
think that definitely appealed to me as well. Obviously, because Nolan directed I'm a Science Teacher. You had Cillian Murphy in it, and it's what's interesting is a lot of the scientists that are referenced in there, like I think was it Kenneth Branagh I think he plays Niels Bohr in that, and I think Heisenberg is there. Yeah, a lot of these ones are like, they'd be on the Irish chemistry course where you'd have to learn maybe just a tiny bit about them, but so it kind of added to that kind of investment in that. But sorry, go on, Bob.
Yeah, no, so that's one of my highlights. Looking at that page, I also loved Prey and Midsummer. In terms of one you've missed, I really enjoyed Ballerina. That's the 4 for me. That's very recent.
You know what? I think the only reason that didn't get on the list, and maybe a few others I thought of after, were because I had this nice and neat, and I was like, I don't want to resize all the photos to get another 2 rows.
Totally get that. One I watched the other day, it's probably a 4-star movie, but right up my street. There's a film called The Angel. I think it's on Prime, which is it's based on a true story. Double agents between Egypt and Israel. If anyone wants a really good modern spy thriller, I'd give that a good 4-star. But good choice. Liking what I see.
Just I will go through the comments, but I'm picking out some kind of random ones here. Geo, personally, I thought Everything Everywhere All at Once was overrated. I can see how people would say that, and it's an intense movie, but I loved how bonkers it was. I loved that kind of just that concept, but I not enough that I would call it a masterpiece. You know what I mean? And I did hear people say it was significantly maybe higher than I would rate it. There's another comment there that I saw that I'm after losing, but I think who was it? Where was it? It was Dave X-Man Supreme said he saw 4 of these movies, and I was like, man, that's weird because Wolverine's only in one of them. But sorry. Anyone else? What about yourself, Harrison? Surely you've got some hot takes for us.
Do you know what? When you put this up, I was like, shockingly, I think I agree with almost all of these.
This is a first.
This is a first.
People are going to start to complain, man. We need the hot takes back.
I mean, I would change Prey. I would probably put that to a 5-star. I love that.
Okay.
Film. Top Gun was one that surprised me. I wasn't expecting to love that as much as I did, but that is just a great film. Same as Dune. When I watched those, they're amazing movies. Oppenheimer is one that is a amazing movie, but it's just one I would probably never go back to once I've watched it once.
You know what? I can see why someone would do that. It's not like had a long hard day at work. Do you know what I'm gonna watch? I'm gonna watch Oppenheimer. I completely get that. Yeah, and
you get that one or 2 films, don't you? Where it's just like they're amazing. They've made it just spectacular. I just would not choose to watch it again.
Yeah, I think I've actually forgotten a significant movie on this. You just reminded me of something. No, I didn't. No, the movie I'm just after Googling. I won't tell you what it is because I don't want to spoil something, but it came out in 2017. So yeah, these are all post 2020. as much as
I'm
I'm a
trying to
child of
think
the
of other
80s.
ones.
Pardon?
I was trying to think of other ones. Oh, what
I'm
I
sure
would
there's
say is
ones I've lost.
horror movies as well. I know a lot of people say that the older horror movies are the best, but there are so many more modern horror films that are
Yeah.
just really good as well. Like you've got all the Conjurings, the Insidious movies, Sinister. There are still quite a lot of
Substance.
though
Mhm.
there are still quite a lot of good ones, even if they
Mm.
some are not as good as the 80s ones. But yeah, no, I wouldn't really change the ratings of any of these. These are they're all good
Yeah.
movies.
And I think the reason I didn't include horror movies, okay, I had to let Midsummer in again, but it's just the more I think about it, the more it grows me. But the Midsummer actually reminds me of, like, let's say when I was younger, I was like, okay, still I'm always into music, but like there was a certain type of rock music which just like immediately I'd like Rage Against the Machine just floated my boat right from the start. Great riffs, great drum beats, groove, bass lines, the rap over it, just the right amount of aggression. It was like, yeah, that was I'm always going to like that. But then if you have something else, like maybe a bit more like, I'm not sure if anyone ever listened to At the Drive-In. The first time I hear him, I'm not really sure about that. And then I was like, I'm going to give that another listen because it's curious and intriguing. And then the more you listen, you're like, this is incredible. But it takes a bit of time, takes a bit of commitment. And I think Midsummer's a bit like that. But the reason the horror movies aren't on is because, of course, last week I did a lot of horror movies, specific horror movies.
Definitely.
So that's why. And some of them would have got onto this list. But what do you think, Phil? Anything you completely disagree with? Anything you want to talk about, or any like movies that you've seen post 2020, or like this should be on your list, Shane, or this is something on your own list?
No, like everybody else, I think you've pretty much nailed the ratings there. I'm not a massive Dune fan. I like the movies, but I'm not a massive fan, so I would probably knock that down to a 4-star. Maverick all day long.
Something's happened, Phil. There, guys. I don't know. He's just gone. Like he's sorry. Is that technical? Sorry, you were saying, what were you saying?
For a second there, I actually thought it had gone. I was like, I'm panicking.
Yeah. No, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah.
I probably wouldn't give any of the Spider-Men 5 stars.
Mm-hmm.
See you guys. No. Like, I'm really not a fan of the one with Jake Gyllenhaal in. Is that Far From Home?
Yeah, I can see. Yeah. I think that's the weakest out of all the Tom Holland.
That's my favorite one.
That is okay. The hot takes are back. The hot takes are back. Jose is going to come for you, though. He despises that movie, from what I understand. Well, he definitely doesn't like it. No, I'm pretty sure, but he's in the chat. He'll let you know.
Oppenheimer, I agree with Harrison on that. It's an incredible movie. Probably one I'm not going to go back to anytime soon anyway. Similar to the Joker, but then I thought, after watching that, I thought absolutely fantastic, but I'm never going to watch that movie again.
Mm-hmm.
But I have watched it since, so I mean, I wouldn't write it off and say I'm never going to watch it again. Loved it the first time, that'll do me, because...
But there are movies that you will never watch again, like Requiem for a Dream, 12 Years a Slave, Irreversible. Great movies. I'll never watch them again. I never want to watch them again. I don't want to put myself through that.
No.
So
yeah, I mean,
but I don't think Oppenheimer for me is quite. It's not at that level. But I have rewatched it because I bought I bought all the first 4Ks I bought. I just bought all the Nolan movies because I was like, yeah, and I wanted to have them all. And when I rewatched it recently, and I was like, man, I'm really enjoying this. You know, when you have a good watch, when like you're in the zone, you're in the mood for that particular movie, and it just hit right. But I completely get what you're saying. It's not a movie. It doesn't have the same rewatchability as Maverick or Deadpool and Wolverine, or
No, that's it. And it's kind of, there's like no surprises in there, things you may have missed, because I suppose everybody knows the general story of Oppenheimer and where it's going. Same as Titanic, I suppose. I mean, I've watched it once and never particularly bothered to watch it again because there's sort of no surprises there. But
never got a sequel either, man. Never got a sequel.
It didn't. I know. I was gutted. There you go.
Yeah. Did I hear? I don't know. Did I see some? I don't know if this is probably staged, but I think there was some reel going around where it was like some guy and his girlfriend, and they're after watching Titanic, and they're going the girl. He's recording his girlfriend, And she's like, it's just so stupid because like it's so unbelievable that this piece of ice would sink a ship. And he's giggling away to himself going, and then it went viral. Now, I don't know if the whole thing was set up and staged, but, or did he just like record his girlfriend? She didn't realize it was a fact. It's not a factual event. It's a fact that Titanic hit an iceberg and sank, but it's a fiction story, obviously. But he was kind of just recording her going, why do you think it's so far-fetched, and drawing her out? But it was quite funny. If it's true, it's like, I doubt that relationship stood the test of time. Like, but any other closing thoughts before we move on?
I've very, very much enjoyed Frankenstein. I know I think it's a bit of people love it or hate it, but the recent
bit Marmite,
one,
isn't it?
Del Toro, very Marmite. That's the word I was looking for. But yeah, I'd be 4-star in that. Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. All right, so look, I'm going to address the chat really quickly. So we've got Ghostly Killer. We have Bob, channel member, Tiny Art Guy. We've got, Phil, channel member and wielder of the Blue Wrench. As usual, the pinned comment is the link to become a channel member if you are so inclined. No obligation, but it is greatly appreciated. So shout out to all the channel members, both Troopers and Commander tier. We have got Harrison, channel member and panel member. We have got, of course, we have Dave, X-Men Supreme, who has saw 4 of those movies. I'm interested what the other 3 are. Obviously, one is Deadpool and Wolverine. What are the other 3, Dave? Hello, community of collectors. It's so strange that some streams have usernames and others have avatars. I prefer avatars, less chance of screwing up someone's name. Yeah, I don't know why that is, Moose. Although I was listening to another YouTuber, nothing to do with Six Scale, quite big YouTuber actually, who knows the algorithm a lot more than me, and he was saying that he reckons that he doesn't reckon, YouTube have made a lot of updates this year, like more so than normal, because they're integrating AI, and so maybe it's something to do with that something's glitching out or whatever. But yeah, so who else do we have? We have Marwin, thanks very much for being here. Who else do we have? We have Thia Meyer all the way from Germany, I believe. We have got Geo, the movie canon. We've got Pedro Lopez. We got another channel member, 16 Mike. How are you doing? Thank you for being here. Trying to make sure that I don't miss any. We got a Terminator fan here, Shaky number 4. Good evening all. Hope you're well. We are well. We've got a Dogito, channel member. Thank you very much for being here. We got Ryan. Hey chaps. Hope everyone is doing well. I presume this is Ryan Smith. Thanks very much for being here, Ryan. I was born in 79 and I disagree with that. Maybe I'm not sure. Maybe it's that a lot of people saying the best stuff was in the 80s, or maybe that, like, I don't think like all the good movies are just in the 80s. There was great movies in the 90s and 80s, and maybe the last, I was about to say maybe the last 5 years haven't been great, but I'm after showing some great movies on the screen there that I personally thought was great anyway. Maybe I'm completely in the wrong. Who else do we have? I want to make sure that I don't miss anyone. Loved Oppenheimer, but I think the third act dragged a bit. You know what? I actually really liked the third act, because I think that's when the court case comes together, and I think that's where Robert Downey Jr.'s peak of his performance actually comes together. I'm actually quite really like that, and also the character who played the young Han Solo, which I didn't realize it was him until I rewatched, and I was like, oh, that's the young Han Solo. He's kind of realized that Robert Downey Jr. is being a bit shady, his character, you know. So I actually think I preferred it. I liked the third act. Midsummer 70s style horror. Jose Plus, how are you doing? Who else do we have? We have Jeremy is here as well. Dune is 5 stars. Dune Part 2 is between 4.5 to 5. Ooh, that's a hot take, Mitchell Lawrence. I think Dune 2 definitely surpasses the original, but I appreciate the differing opinion. Wasn't a huge fan of Everything Everywhere All at Once. Took me a second there. Ermin is here as well. Shout out from Malaysia. Thanks very much for joining us from Malaysia. The 80s were the best for fantasy and sci-fi, especially 82 for sci-fi. You could be on something. But yeah, there's definitely great movies still being produced. But maybe that's where the 80s had their strong point. I suppose they would have launched so many good franchises. I hate the word franchise. It makes them sound like McDonald's or Subway, but the first Terminator movie out of the only 2 Terminator movies was 84. Of course, what else came out? You'd have Alien was 79, but the second Alien movie I believe was 86. RoboCop 87. So a lot of great sci-fi did originate in the 80s. A lot of great movies in the 80s, and 2 of my top 3, Labyrinth, The Princess Bride, as well as Batman 84 or 89 are in there, but there are still some movies that rank among these from the last few years. Yeah, absolutely. No doubt. There's something, Princess Bride is in season 3 of Stranger Things, the kind of crooked mayor. Is that the guy from Princess Bride? I think it is. You know, season 3. You're rewatching, Harrison, aren't you?
Yeah, I know who you're talking about, but I don't think I've seen the Princess Bride.
I think he's the lead in Princess Bride. And is the lead in Princess Bride the same guy from Robin Hood Men in Tights? Have I just completely randomly dragged those 3 together, or am I right?
I think the Robin Hood Men in Tights is the same, but the Princess Bride, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I nearly think they're all the same person. I bet you if Gio's there now, he'll know. Or Jose, maybe. So what we're asking is the guy from Princess Bride the same guy as the mayor from season 3 of Stranger Things? And is that the same guy as Robin in Robin Hood Men in Tights? Pedro comes to the rescue. Carrie Hughes. Is that his name? Carrie Hughes?
Oh, yeah, something like that, isn't it? Yeah.
Okay.
Elves.
Right. Elves, Carrie Elves.
Yeah.
Elves. I don't know how to pronounce that. Good stuff. Caffeinated Comic Fan, thank you very much. And who's gone?
Phil's gone.
Phil's gone. Interesting.
You've upset him.
What do I do? It says kick from the studio. Okay, I'll remove him. If you want to prevent this person from rejoining, you should ban them instead. I don't want to ban him. Okay, I'm just going to kick him. Right, so...
He was agreeing with everything you said as well.
Yeah.
All those movies, he loved it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think he's having technical issues, but hopefully he'll come back in. All right, so let's... Okay, who wants to choose? Go on. Which one of you wants to choose?
Oh, I don't mind choosing. Okay. Is there anything to choose from? Here we go.
The 5-star thing has been done, so yeah. What do you want to?
I want to go with the Badlands because I know a certain gentleman has got lots to say about this, and I'm all ears.
Well, if it was his movie, he would have called it the Goodlands.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So, do you want to go straight into the figure and then talk about your alterations after, or you just tell me what you want me to put? I'll put on the screen. I'll get the figure on the screen there, will I?
Yeah.
Okay. I suppose I'll get the deluxe version up in May as well.
Oh, is there 2 versions?
Yeah, there's the one with Thia and the one without Thia. So this is the one with
without?
Thia. This is the one without. This is the
I
one
can't
with.
imagine they'll sell many of the one without, will they?
That's the one with.
I reckon they will sell a few.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go for it, Harrison.
Go for it, Harrison. Yeah.
Okay. I just want to say before I shit all over it, I do actually like this for the most part, and I do want to get it. But there are a lot of things that I just think that they've just not done the best on. There's a lot though that they have done. So like the body is amazing. The fact that it's seamless vinyl, that's great. That's the first Predator to be seamless on the joints. So that's a win. I like the fact that all the leather parts that look like they're leather, they're not leather. So they've just been done very well. That's really good. The hands are done really well. They've actually got the claws, unlike the feral Predator, where he's sort of got stumpy fingers. The fact that the cloth is cloth, I really like that, because of feral Predator, again, all his skirt is all plastic. So they're all really good points. The hair looks great. The fact that we've got 2 swap out magnetic hair pieces, that's great. But the flaws in it are... Thia's great. The only thing that I would say with Thia is just the eyes. I just think if they lighten up the eyes, when I was looking at it first, I thought there was something off with it, so I just lightened up the eyes a little bit, and then straight away, I thought it just looked more like her. To me, anyway.
So what you're looking at on the screen is this is Harrison's own adjustment. So on the left is the figure, on the right is his adjustment, where he's lightened up the eyes because she doesn't have brown eyes, and it currently looks like the prototype has brown eyes. Would that be fair enough?
I mean, it might be that they are blue or like green, but just with the photos, they just look very, very dark. So I thought, well, if it was a little bit brighter, in my opinion, it then looks a little bit better for me. I think the sculpt on Thea looks great. The sculpted hair looks really good. So I would say she's pretty perfect. The outfit on her is done really, really well. The sculpting and the fact that all the robotics underneath, they're really, really good. The vines, it's what I was saying. Most of it's really, really good. But when you get to deck, there's just a few things where I think that they could have done a lot better. The eyes, the yellow in the eyes should definitely be more yellow. The skin color of deck it's very, very pink, very pink. It should be more brown.
It was definitely darker.
Yeah, he's definitely darker. The eyes, that was one of the most prominent things in the trailers and the movie, is that every time you see his face, those yellow eyes are just piercing at you. They're really, really, really stand out. So yeah, again, I darkened his skin a little bit and lightened his eyes. Just that's how I thought he was going to look like.
No, you're 100% right. Like, I did think the skin looked, there's definitely more reddish tones on the left on the prototype, more kind of reddish pink coming through, whereas my recollection from him, he had kind of a darker complexion in the movie. And the eyes, it actually looks so much better on the right now.
Oh, thank you.
Did you just Photoshop it or what?
Yeah, I just used a couple of apps just to change it. It's also darker around the eyes because that also makes the yellow pop more. The biggest thing though is definitely the mandibles. That's my biggest gripe with it, is the mandibles. And even in these pictures here, you can tell that they've been slightly altered, because we've seen pictures of it now, and it's just the seam is just awful. It really is not the best. They should have done what I said in the first place. Yeah, you can see like the colors don't match. The gap is just way too big. They should have done 2 different heads instead of trying to do swap out mandibles. And I know most Predators have had swappable mandibles, and that is how they've done it most of the time. And I know some people have said, well, that's how they've always done Predators, but I think we should always be pushing Hot Toys to do more. And I think going for a whole seamless head, you could have one head with the mandibles open, just like that one, and then you could have the seamless head with the mandibles closed, and then a magnetic helmet that would just go over it, and then that way you wouldn't have any of the seams at all. So yeah, that's probably what I would do. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else that I noticed, but I don't think so. Those are the few. I mean, I don't know if anybody's seen, but if you look at MRC's latest video where he's been on display, they've actually put the helmet over his face now.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
So
it's just a coincidence.
Yeah, the day after. So I'm hoping that they've realised that it could be better. And so even with the Wayland eyes, I think straight away when you get rid of the darker eyes, that looks more like her straight away.
I'm not gonna lie, man. Like, it's like, look, I've no interest in this. I'm not gonna get it. But like, I think like if I liked the movie, it'd be the type of thing I'd be excited about. Just having like, you know, effectively it's not a 2-pack, it's a 1.5 pack. You have another half figure there on his back. But I would be, even though it's not like it never happened in the movie, I'd be having her on the back with the Wayland Yutani eyes. I know you see the Wayland Yutani eyes. That's not a spoiler, it's in the trailer. But like when she has them on, she's not on his back. So like, but I would still pose it with them eyes.
Yeah.
But I'd still want them to fix the eye color. That's a really simple thing. There's no reason they can't do that. But I just think the Wayland Yutani eyes was a nice touch. I did like that concept. like that she's just, you know, she's just software, she's a product, and then when she, I know she, they're syncing her or rebooting her, whatever, she has that, like. But Ben Thomas got this right. He noticed that the Anakin, that sculpted hair Anakin that comes with the Sith eyes and the regular eyes, why not give her the regular eyes here and the Wayland Yutani eyes? Maybe other people were thinking it, but like out of all the streams, he was the one that I heard him say it twice in 2 different streams. And yeah, he was right in the money there. They actually did the thing which is obvious and they should have done, and I think a lot of people are happy with that. But any other thoughts, Harrison?
Yeah, the other issue that, well, not so much issue, it's only a small complaint, but I think the base that they come with, the sand base, the sand, it's basic and boring. They've just reused the sand
and
base.
It gets everywhere.
And that would be fine for just Deck on his own, but I think with Deck and Thea, you want to display him in a way where you can see them both, but that base is going to limit you to front on. It's not, so it's not a, so you've got the Feral, it's a diorama base, there's no nameplate, so you can move him around that base however you want.
It's small though, Harrison.
It is small,
like,
it could be bigger, but so is that. If you look at him standing on that base, his feet are pretty much hanging off. They needed to do a slightly bigger, more circular base, so where you could have him standing at different angles. So then you can see, because I know not everybody uses a stand, a lot of people don't, but he's going to be very, very top heavy if you don't use a stand.
Like they've got better and better at bases. Like just to name a few, the Ironmonger base that comes with the Mark III 2.0, it's a great base. The Ironmonger looks great. The eyes actually look like they're illuminated. I'm looking at it now, but they're not. But there's very little space. So I have him Captain Morgan, you know, like as in, it works for the pose I want because it looks pretty deadly. He's got the arm out shooting that rocket like the Gamera scene, and he's got like his right leg bent up, like, and it does look natural, but you just had to be, it's like necessity is the mother of invention. Like what happens if I want to do a different pose? You know, so if they're going to do these diorama bases, which they're quite good at doing, for example, the Bespin Luke or the snowy rooftop from the final swingsuit that Bob is going to be ordering in the next few days, or that Ironmonger, they need to give a bit more floor space. They can put the diorama part in, but just make them big enough that he can, because you are limited.
I think they're
the floor space.
They're trying to balance, aren't they, between some of those huge bases that you get with some figures, you know, that are way too big. You know, I'm thinking of those big triangle-shaped ones that Iron Patriot used to have, that were just flat and awful. And then, like you mentioned, the Spider-Man base, where there's enough flat surface on there and in different places to still be able to pose your figure how you want on that base. Yes,
agreed. So you get the diorama effect or the light-up effect or a piece of the set. That's what we want. We want a piece, and I call them like an environmental diorama bases. Like there's the Bespin Luke, I think, is great because not only does it light up and it has that red-orange underglow, and it has the two towers which have a white tone to it, and it's modular. You can display it with all of those things together or separate. You can just have the two white generators with the white lights, or just the underglow. But it's big enough that you can, it's flat and round, you can stand them up on it, but it's not obnoxiously big either. It's just that, you know, they need to be a bit more creative with their dioramas and
I think they need to let people be creative with that space. You know, like I'm thinking of another bad one, which for me was the Ahsoka one, which sort of had the lump, the wood at the front, which meant you had to kind of always stand her with 1 foot down behind it and 1 up on it, and there was little you could do to, you know, we all like to have a figure facing at a slight angle, looking over their shoulder, or, you know.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. It's a good looking base, but it's almost useless unless you want to pose with a leg up.
Mitchell Lawrence saying the base is a letdown. They should have given a Jungle Hunter theme base. They should have given a jungle theme base like the Jungle Hunter. Yeah, I mean, like that planet, was it Jenna?
Yeah.
There was a lot going on there. They could have any amount of environment there, any sort of a jungle type thing, you know. So Connor loved the movie, just doesn't I just don't care enough to buy this. So he loved the movie, maybe not enough to buy the figure. Who else do we have? Was there an artisan L tanning option or L tanning option? Don't think so. It was just sculpted. Great sculpted though. What is Hot Toys doing wrong that makes them have to charge so much and can't give two? Yeah, so like they're charging so much and they're not giving 2 head sculpts. Like we're going to be talking about Mondo later on as well, $250 or something like that, and there's like 4 head sculpts, which
exactly.
Yeah, so I mean, they like surely they're making money, and they could just do the right thing and give 2 separate sculpts, one screaming, one regular. Although I do have the feral. We were talking about this before. Now, one thing I will say, I do display it with the mask because I love that biomask. So I don't really see the seams as much, but like it's covered up, like, so you know what I mean. That's the
difference with this one. This deck is the whole point of deck is you see his face the whole movie. He has that mask on for 5-10 minutes, and then for the rest of the movie you see his face. So they should have made the extra effort to make sure that the face looked great on this one. As you said, on all the other Predators, you see their faces for 5 minutes here and there. The rest of the time, they're all wearing their masks. So most people display the Predators with the mask. But this one in particular, if you are wanting it, I would assume that most people will want to display it without the mask, holding it on the floor, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So to just put all those seams there and go, oh well, if you don't like the seams, you can just put the mask on. I don't think that's good enough anymore, personally. Just
man, you're dead right. You're dead right. And someone
just like the lightsabers and the USB and all of those things.
Well, you know, you're right. And as someone said in the chat there, hire this man. They were talking about the points you're making and the Photoshop adjustments you make, which if you can make it, surely they're able to, you know, it's simple fixes you're looking for, really. You're looking for the eye color right, the skin color right, and then like 2 separate sculpts. I don't think it's too much to ask for the price that they are charging. If we look back and forth at these, so this is everything that comes with Deck and Thia, or you can call it the deluxe version if you want, or the 1.5 pack. So the difference seems to be, well, Thia obviously, and what else am I there? Okay, the gun. Yeah, because there's no gun and no Thia here, and here you have Thia and the gun. Is there any other difference?
No, I don't think. I think it's just Thia and the gun.
And I suppose the ropes that she comes with, I don't know if they're ropes permanently attached to her. I presume the ropes are mainly for show because she's magnetically attachable.
I would assume so.
Yeah,
I think so.
What about yourself, Phil? Any thoughts?
I haven't seen the movie yet, so I haven't really got any thoughts into it. I mean, as it stands at the moment, I'm not picking this up because I haven't seen the movie, so there's no single threat, let alone triple threat with it. I like what Harrison's pointed out. I'm one of these that I wait for everyone else to tell me what's wrong with the figure. I'm terrible for not considering I photograph these things. My eye for detail is shocking. So I generally rely on one of you guys to say this is off, this is out, and this is what have you. But it does look pretty bad. I mean, the thing with Hot Toys is they never seem to communicate. You've got no idea whether they're going to improve it.
Yeah.
So you can slam the PO on, and they may not do anything with it. There's a chance. Chances are they are going to do that. But in all fairness, INART generally, if there's a lot of feedback, we'll go, look, it's an early prototype. We're still tweaking things, and things will improve. Whereas
everything but the pants print. Never forget.
Yeah. And they will literally tell you maybe a few days before it's released, or we've improved this now, and then it's released. So you know, a lot of people are sweating on it until
And then on that one, like Zach from Collecting Weekly caught that early. Like they caught that pants print, I think, in around the same time as, wasn't there like 2 staffs? He was supposed to come with 2 staffs, and they managed to get them to the second staff. and they caught the pants print in around the same time. I don't know, it was before or after at the same time, but they said it was too late or something. But then like they right at the game time they added a bunch of fireworks, something like that, wasn't that?
Yeah, I think it was.
Pretty sure,
Something
yeah.
like
So
that,
like, I mean,
Yeah, it was.
like I get how frustrating that would be. Like I wouldn't like to be like a Jazz Inc. or an INART, you know, or someone who does communicate, and then like, you know, like say like I'm in a Jazz Inc. Group, and you'll see Yoast put up like early prototype images of say the Tumblr or something like that. Or no, a better example would be the Batman animated. And then he'll like put up like, do you want like the comic book version or a more realistic version? And then there'll be surveys, and he'll take feedback, and then you clearly follow, and he gives a certain date, and he's like, okay, we're going to start production this day or whatever, or you know production has started. And then it's like someone comes in, and it's like it must be their first day in the group. Would it possible to change this? I'd find that really annoying if I was the head of the company. I was like, no, actually it's not. Like, so like they're very diplomatic and patient people, like, because I'd be just like, no, the door is there. You know what I mean? At some point you do have to kind of go, no, we can't give you everything you want. Like, which back to your point about like sometimes you wait for people to tell you like what's wrong with things. That's not necessarily a bad thing. Like, you know, because like everyone has like criticism, like it's not like a binary thing. It is a spectrum. Like, you know, like some people are like extremely overly critical to the point where they've got their attention to detail is so good and so dialed in. I think, how can you possibly enjoy anything? You know what I mean? And then there's people who are a bit happier. I think I'm somewhere, I think I lean towards the realism, but I'm not at that extreme where like, oh, that freckle's out of place. Yeah. The fingerprints are wrong. This does not have a real pulse. There's no DNA from Elle Fanning in this or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, at some point you have to go, it's a figure. And, you know, if stuff's egregious, if stuff's really bad, for example, perfect example, Eve McCarroll, it's terrible. It doesn't look like her. Like that is a prime example of, I think that's acceptable criticism. But what I think is acceptable criticism, what someone else thinks is acceptable criticism, they're completely different things. It is a spectrum. Like, sorry, Phil, go on.
No, I completely agree with what you're saying. I was going to mention the ballerina figure as well, as in something like that where it's blatantly obvious. Then I would go, no way. There's no way I would be picking this up as it stands. But again, Hot Toys must be listening to feedback. They've got researchers. They must be, I'm not saying watching everybody's sort of streams and what have you, but it's just the lack of communication. Like I said, you're putting a lot of money down for some of these figures, and for them not to come back with, even if this is an early prototype and that's it. There's nothing. You're just at as it stands. I'm assuming Harrison and whoever else has ordered this, you are presuming that this is what you're going to get when
yeah, you have to. You have to just assume that this is what you'll get, and you'll have to be happy. And if they do an update, then great, fantastic. But
yeah,
it's
like
not,
if they don't
not
know if it comes out as is, okay, I do think that picture is particularly bad, though. That one that is the picture of it on display that they've covered up. I would say I'd be willing to bet that those seam lines are not going to be as obvious in the final product. It's probably an early prototype, but like, have they done enough to get your money?
Yeah, I will order it and hope that they do fix, because if it does come out, if the face is really that bad, then yeah, okay, you can put the mask on, and the mask is awesome. They're all the biomasks are awesome. So yeah, you could just do that, but I'm hoping and praying that they just do the little minor updates. Like, there's a few things, like for example the base. If they didn't do anything with the base, that wouldn't make me not get it. But if the face ended up turning out really, really bad, then maybe I would be like, well, that's not how I would like to display it. So maybe I'll just pass on this one and wait for another one. Maybe the Badlands gets a sequel and they do another figure of him. I'll pick up that one.
Yeah. So basically, if Deck looks like Shrek, you're gonna be annoyed.
Yeah. Yeah. I would be. Yeah, I would be.
And the thing is, historically, they have announced figures or the prototype, which is a 9 or 10 out of 10. And then the release is a soft sculpt.
Yeah, a lot of time.
Yeah.
And sometimes, actually, funny thing is that can benefit if they've over wrinkled one of the older
Yeah, of course
figures.
can,
You know,
yeah.
sometimes they
Yeah.
do that, and then if
Yeah.
it softens a bit, it's like, yeah, it's grand. It took 5 years off him. It kind of looks a bit better now. All right. So I do think. I think all your criticisms are legit and they're easy fixes if they choose to fix them. I do think it's the way to go on this would be Dec and Thia if you were a fan of the movie. But yeah, I'm I'm out on this one. But like at the same time, I am happy that the people who love this movie have this, and it's good to see. Right. So Phil, seeing as I left you out in the cold there and completely forgot about you, would you mind
All good.
choosing the next topic?
Okay. Let's talk Batman.
Cool. Right, let's talk Batman. So this is pardon me. So this is important. So The Dark Knight Returns, Frank Miller, this was first printed and released in 1986. So 3 years before your 89 Batman, and obviously before the Bale trilogy, the Batman, the Justice League, which obviously took heavy influence from this. But the dark tone of this, like its effects have been seen in one way or another from every live action Batman since 1986. And it's, if you haven't read it, it's a great comic book. I call them graphic novels. I believe like the comic books, they were released in parts, and a graphic novel just compiles them all together. Just find that handy to buy them. And I'm not a comic book expert, but I have read this multiple times, and I have the animated version, which is basically the comic coming to life on a screen, and both it's worth to read and it's well worth to watch. Have anyone on the panel read this one?
No, I haven't.
Well worth to
Oh,
read.
not yet.
Well worth to read. And the Dark Knight Returns, the animated version, it's a very, very long movie actually. It is available on like different streaming platforms. I bought it on Apple TV, or what do they call it now? iMovie. No, I think it's just Apple TV. It's good, and you can see its influence. Like it influenced, definitely influenced BVS. I think in parts even influenced in a way the Dark Knight Rises, although like it's not necessarily somebody Bane isn't in it or anything like that, but you can see a lot of influence in it. It's just a good read. I might actually go read it again. It's who wants to go first?
I just like this sort of really beefed up representation of Batman, and this is the sort of thing I'd like to see Alan Richardson,
Yes.
his costume played as.
Yes.
If he was ever to be a Batman. But yeah, I mean again, I'm not any expert on the comics. I just like the way this looks. I can't pick away at differences in the suit compared to what it is in the comic books or have you. I like the fact that he carries a rifle. It's just street level Batman, isn't it? It doesn't seem to be that much in the way of gadgets. He's got Wolverine claws there, or batarangs or something.
Yeah, he's got the batarangs in between his fingers there. Yeah.
I mean, this cape looks really well done. So I'm assuming it's really well done. But
it's funny though, like just the way earlier on you were like, I kind of wait until other people point out what's wrong with it. This cape does look well, but like you just know someone's gonna like do a review on a Jackson or an OT custom cape, which would be like, oh man, this is like, yeah. But I think it's wired as well. It's wired.
Yeah, and cloth.
Yeah.
It looks like cloth, I presume.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's older as well in this. He's an aging Batman. Yeah.
Is this when he's? Oh yeah, obviously this Dark Knight Returns.
It's basically the
disappears for a
cover
while,
here.
isn't it?
Yeah, like it starts off like no spoilers. It's not a spoiler. It's just the first like 2 minutes of the movie. He's just having a drink with Gordon, and he's talking about like how Gotham's gone to shit and stuff like that, and he just seems bitter and like angry and like just annoyed, like, and kind of, but still wants to he just looks like a man who's like looking for a fight. Like he's just really, it's really well done, and even comes across very well, like in reading the comic book, but also, you know, how the voice actors portray it and how it's drawn. This is a good watch, guys. You should, I definitely put some time.
Yeah, I know. I've watched quite a few of the animated ones. You could sort of buy them fairly cheaply on Prime, Amazon Prime. And I can't remember whether I watched the Dark Knight Returns. I can't remember.
Yeah, it's long as well. I think it's about 3 hours. The Long Halloween is another really good one as well. That's pretty.
Yeah, I've definitely seen that one on Hush as well, I think.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm gonna hold out. Maybe the price will come down a bit, and
it's $2.55.
I'll get it in.
Which
it's not too bad, is it?
It's not too bad, yeah. But I mean, it's not something I'm desperate for, but it's something I like. So if maybe it comes down in price.
Yeah, the way I look at this is it's like certain figures would be like, I'd be annoyed if someone gifted them to me. Like, you know, if a Neon Tdkr arrived in the post, I'd be like, do you even know me? But like, this is something like if you received it as a gift, you'd be like, yeah, all right, yeah, you can get on board with this. And like, although I'm not the comic book guy, I absolutely love that, say, you could be watching, whether it's the 22 Batman, or maybe it's Batfleck, or 89, or you could be watching Dark Knight Trilogy, and one way or another, what you're watching on screen and whatever depiction is your go-to live-action Batman, none of it would have been possible if it wasn't for like Bob Kane and that character who originated in his mind, or Frank Miller who put this really dark spin on this. And I just think that evolution of the character, I just think that's, I mean, and so like it's like hats off, you know, tips hat to the people that paved the way, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Any thoughts, Bob?
I think I don't normally like this kind of animated stuff, but this is probably one of the best animated figures I've seen. If the cape is as good as it looks in some of those photos, and you can pose it like that, it's kind of a photographer's dream. And I imagine like Phil and the likes of Philly could do some amazing shots with this. So I'm all up for it. I'm not sure. I almost think he'd probably at the moment he'd be kind of a standalone piece, wouldn't he, in your collection? I can't imagine what you could put him next to at this point.
This could be one that you put in a
but in a Apex time case, or
I'd probably get away with it because of the single cubes, like, but you know, say if you have a mono or like
I think he'd look good from, you know, if you put him up quite high. I think, you know, if towering down, like, well, most Batman figures do look good on a high shelf, don't they?
This is a great fact. I think I heard this before and I forgot. So it's Peter Weller. So RoboCop from the original RoboCop 1 and 2 voices Batman in the Dark Knight Returns animated films. That's a good fact.
And this figure's out now, right?
Yep. This is a release.
Yeah, I think I saw someone squidging away at his chest on a video, if I'm not right. So it looked like it was very good, very well made. I'm hoping that's the case, but
yeah.
From what I've seen with it in hand, it does look as good as it does on these photos, which I guess is easier with an animated face to replicate from a prototype to the final figure.
Yeah, and they don't have to pay the actor's license, so therefore that's why it's $2.55 as well. And I'd say it can pose as well because it's mostly material.
Yeah, is it as weighty as it looks? Will it stand on its own, for example?
It does look heavy, doesn't it? This face here, that's like, I'm going to beat you to a pulp and I'm going to smile when I'm doing it. That's crazy.
And I imagine they're faceplates that come on and off. Are they a selection of faceplates?
Haven't watched the reviews, but I imagine that's how to do it, yeah. Harrison, what about yourself? Any thoughts?
Yeah, I really, really like this. It's I actually want to watch the film, especially because it's so, like, you can see where Batfleck's Batman came from. It looks almost identical to this. So for that reason, I don't need to buy this. I've got the Batfleck that I need. But this looks amazing. It's so good. I must admit, when I first saw it, I was tempted. But it's like this and the Killing Joke Joker, I think. That looks really, really good as well. Yeah,
that's another good one. Good book.
So having those two together would be really, really good.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. And I have actually seen the Killing Joke one, and that's good. So
Yeah.
I need to watch this one.
Yeah. Got that book as well. That's a good read. That's a good read, and I love the way it's drawn. And sure, with the cover there, you could, you can kind of recreate something similar with the figure. So because it comes with a camera as well, doesn't it? All right. So yeah, that was the Dark Knight Returns Frank Miller style Batman for $255. Bob, what you want to talk about?
Shall we snap? Have we haven't Snapchat, have we?
Yep, why not? To snap or not to snap? That is the question. All right, if you are new to the channel, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. And what we're going to do now is I'm going to show my guests. We're sticking with movies. The theme is war movies. So I'm going to show them 2 famous war movies, and they've got to snap one out of existence that they can never watch again. I don't know how many war movies you've seen, folks, so there might be a case where people haven't seen these, but we'll go with it anyway. So these are 2 classics. So Saving Private Ryan with a Rotten Tomato score, you're welcome, Phil, 94%, and then Platoon with a Rotten Tomato score of 89%. Phil, I put these 2 together. I had these in separate categories, but I put them together because I was like, no, I already know what I'm going to pick. I don't know what I'm going to pick, Phil. I do not know what I'm going to pick. This is tight. So we're going to start off with you, Phil. We're going to start off with you.
These are probably 2 of my favorite sort of wartime movies.
There's no bad movies here. We got some mixed opinions in the chat. We have 16 Mike saying buy Platoon, but then Mitchell Lawrence is saying Platoon all day. Mitchell, are you saying you'd keep Platoon and snap Saving Private Ryan? Just write snap whatever in the chat so I know if you're snapping something or keeping something. Gio is snapping Platoon. I'm not going to lie, Gio. When I was making this, I was thinking of you, and I knew that there was no way that you would snap Saving Private Ryan. You're not going to snap a Spielberg movie.
So I'm allowed to have seen both movies, but when I snap one, I'll never get to see you again.
Yep.
Snap Platoon, keep Saving Private Ryan.
Okay. Harrison.
I mean, this is pretty easy for me because I've never seen Platoon. So Saving Private Ryan, I'd keep, and snap Platoon.
Okay. Then Bob.
It's kind of 80s versus 90s, really, isn't it? I played a lot of Call of Duty video games, which is why I love the start of Saving Private Ryan. I don't think anyone's ever replicated that on film any better or any moment in war. But Platoon, man, with the music and the bloody helicopters and the drama.
Barnes.
Yeah.
Willem Dafoe.
I think... I love the sniper bit in Private Ryan as well. You know, the sniper up the clock tower, and when it gets taken out. So many. I'm going to have to snap Platoon, as much as it hurts me to say, because it's just so many iconic moments. And if you just watchability, you can't snap Saving Private Ryan. Just can't.
Oh, you can.
Of course you can.
This one. Usually, obviously, I get CDs first because I make them, and I make them purposely hard even for myself. But usually, by the time I get to the stream, because I'm thinking about it during the day, I know what I'm gonna do. This one, I had to just leave it and just come back to it. There are 2 incredible movies. I really struggle. I think a lot of the younger folk will say snap Platoon because they probably saw Saving Private Ryan at the right time in their life, maybe, where I think if you watch a movie like, I think watching Saving Private Ryan, I think you get more from it as a teenager or even in your 20s than watching it as a kid. You shouldn't be watching it as a kid anyway, but you know the way when you just grow when you're the older you get, and you know, you learn more about life, and you kind of like see more of the damages of war and stuff like that, and you kind of, am I making any sense whatsoever? Like, you know, if you watch as a kid, you're like,
definitely.
oh god, this is just a
It
war
can be
movie,
more
I don't shoot.
relatable.
Yeah, you
I
kind of
think.
like, and then the fact that your man, like, Tom Hanks' character is just a school teacher, he's just a normal guy, like, that just happened to be drafted, and just like, it's very relatable. But then I think the interesting thing about Platoon is all those guys were supposed to be on the same side, but there was a war between them as well, and there was some people who had like a lot higher moral standards than others, and I just think that relationship between Barnes and Charlie Sheen and Willem Dafoe's character, it's there's no bad decisions here. I don't know. I think I need to go watch both of these movies again and then come back and revisit. But for now, I think I'm going to snap Platoon. I'm going to make a point of watching both of these movies again, and then I might revisit this. But for now, from in my mind's eye, they're very close. But I think Saving Private Ryan has the edge. Not maybe 5%. Okay, Rotten Tomatoes is BS, but like if you look at 94 to 89, I think they're closer in rating or quality level than that. Yeah. So, but yeah, I'll snap Platoon. Okay, this one might be easier or harder, or maybe people haven't seen these movies. But start off with you, Bob. Have you seen these movies?
Yeah. I like my war films. I'll be gutted if you haven't put my favourite one on this little show here.
I'd say I have. I'd be gutted with myself if I haven't.
Yeah, 1917, fantastic movie. Long takes, huge long takes. But I'd have to snap it because Apocalypse Now is just again the music for the bloody helicopters. That's what gets me.
What's it? Is it March of the Valkyries or what is it? Did I get that right?
Yeah. And just the brutality of it. I feel. I don't know. I am probably one of the older chaps in here.
Based on a short book, I believe, called Heart of Darkness. Loosely based. I think I've got that right.
It's just, I think it's a stunning film, and I think I'd give it more than Rotten Tomatoes did. So I'm snapping 1917.
Okay. Harrison, have you seen these movies?
Yes, I have seen these movies. Apocalypse Now I had to watch for uni, so
all right.
I remember Apocalypse Now, but and it's very iconic.
What were you studying, Harrison?
One guess. So it's very, very, very good. But there's something about 1917 and the single shot. I love that film. I really like that film.
Bob said long takes, I thought it was just one single shot.
So it is one single shot when you're watching it, but if you watch it very, very closely, you can see the cuts. There's like they do it really smartly. Like somebody will go across the screen and they'll cut it right there, and then they'll join the two scenes together. So when you're watching it, it's just one shot, and it's amazing. It's done so well.
And I believe the cinematographer is the same cinematographer who did, I think I have this right, Skyfall and Blade Runner 2049. I think it's a guy called Deakins. I want to check that fact check. Cinematographer 1917. Roger Deakins. Yeah. Does he have a similar name to one of the guys from Queen or something?
John
Deakins. Yeah. So what would you snap?
I'd snap Apocalypse Now and keep 1917.
You know, the funny thing is, like, I'm going to do the same thing. And I think I need to go back and watch Apocalypse Now. I just remember when I watched it, and I watched it around the same time that I must have been on like a war movies binge or something, because I think I'd watched Platoon at the time and loved it, and watched Saving Private Ryan and Full Metal Jacket, and it was just like going, man, these movies are incredible. But I remember watching Apocalypse Now going, wasn't sold on it. Maybe I'd appreciate it now if I watched, because I watched it in my 20s, but maybe I'd appreciate it now if I went back and watched it again. What about yourself, Phil?
I haven't actually seen either of these movies, believe it or not.
Okay. So,
but
which
if
one
they
would
were,
you maybe want to watch?
if that's what I was going to say, if there were two options, if I flicked on Netflix now and there were only two movies on there, I would probably watch Apocalypse Now over 1917.
See what all the fuss is about.
Yeah.
And I believe there's your favourite movie, Bob. Would I be right?
No.
Damn. What did I miss?
Black Hawk Down.
Good movie. I was going to put that in the Hurt Locker as well, but I ended up settling on these. So I think this one might be a landslide. What would you go for? We'll start off with you, Phil.
Easy one for me. Snap, Dunkirk, keep Full Metal Jacket.
Harrison?
I've only watched both of these once, and I don't really remember them either, really. But I do remember enjoying Dunkirk, so I'll snap Full Metal Jacket and keep Dunkirk.
Mm-hmm. And then Bob?
Easy for me, keeping Full Metal Jacket all day long.
Yeah.
Great films, both great films.
I would have thought originally when I was making this, I was like, I'm going to snap Dunkirk. But I recently, well, just kind of in the same vein as Oppenheimer, when I started building up my 4K collection, the first thing I did was I bought all the Nolan movies. And then I rewatched all of them. Now, obviously, I've seen the Dark Knight trilogy a million times. I've rewatched Inception a lot. I've rewatched Interstellar a lot. I've rewatched The Prestige a lot. But Dunkirk wouldn't have been one that I'd rewatched a lot. And when I rewatched it, I think I enjoyed it even more than the first time. And Full Metal Jacket is a masterpiece, like, but it's maybe even a lot heavier even than Dunkirk to watch. I think it's maybe a tougher watch. So I went back and forth over this, and my answer could be very, very different next week. But I think I would keep Dunkirk and snap Full Metal Jacket on this one. So that is the snap for this week, folks. Just checking in the chat. Ryan, how are you doing? Which one would you get rid of here, Ryan? Have you watched both of these? Which one would you snap out of existence? Dunkirk or Full Metal Jacket? We have the caffeinated comic fan. Charlie Don't Surf. I'm guessing that's a line from one of the movies that I haven't seen in a long time and can't pick it out. So we got snap Dunkirk, but then some people are snapping Full Metal Jacket as well. Private Pile, yeah, that scene is great. Apparently that guy was brought in, drill sergeant. Apparently he's not an actor. Allegedly he's an actual drill sergeant. He was brought in to train up the actor they had in mind. But when they saw him, it was like, this guy's so good, it makes more sense to give you the role. And again, apparently that opening sequence, one take. So like, that's pretty damn impressive, so. If you snapped 1917, your brain is broken. Harsh fighting words there. Some people did indeed snap 1917, but they'll probably say if you snapped Apocalypse Now, your brain is broken. So I think there'd be a counter argument for that. Ryan, how are you doing? There's loads of Ryans in the chat. We've Jetta Patrol and we've got Broke My Strings. I'll be seeing Ryan Broke My Strings on Friday. We're going to see a band called Bad Omens play in Dublin. I'm not sure. Would you be into them, Harrison?
I think I've heard of them, but it's not one that comes to mind.
Yeah, so apparently like the support acts are good as well. They're himself and Jason as well as mate. They were going in. They asked do they want to go, and I was like, yeah, sure, why not? Some live music, happy days. Right, we'll get rid of this, and we're gonna go back to. Actually, you know what? I'll just go through a few things here. So really quickly. We're at 5,396 subscribers. If you're watching now and you are not subscribed, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment, engage in the chat. It is greatly appreciated. If you want to do so as well, you can follow me on Instagram at 16figurefocus, where I put up figure photography, unboxings, quick unboxings and reels and stuff like that from the figures that I review. So the latest one was the Artisan Black Widow. That's the MMS 757. Pretty good. Or sometimes I always promote, say, upcoming live streams, reviews, pre-order previews, release reaction, basically all the content on the stories on Instagram. So yeah, if you want to give us a follow there, it'd be greatly appreciated. Shout out to the channel members. We've got 2 different tiers, Troopers and Commanders. The Troopers tier is Keith Lee, Demo Dune, Jordy, Harry Wen, Collectors of the Universe, 16 Mike, Viking Collectibles, Positive Fandom, Frico, Kaliko, Yomo, Shiny, The Ben Thomas Show, Dogito, Stanley, Her Geeky Side, Figurecraft, 16 Shooter, Figures and Fandom, Howard Potts, Ancient Silverfox, Brian Wong, Eddie Money Mendez, Jim Collector, Lancelot's Nerd Corner, Mike L, and Ryan Smith. Just have to give an extra shout out to Shiny. He knows why I'm doing this, and I know why I'm doing this. We're just going to keep between us, Shiny. Thank you very much. New videos. Actually, first off, we gotta give a nod to our commanders as well. The other tier of channel members, they get their YouTube handle displayed at the end of all the content like this. It is greatly appreciated. Again, when I started the channel, I didn't think I'd get 100 subs. So to be at where I am now, having people who are willing to come on and give up their time on Monday nights and have a chat about collecting and movies and pop culture, and then having people watch the show is great. And then channel members as well, it is greatly appreciated. So thank you very much. Just a few videos on the channel. So this is kind of an older one at this stage, but it seems to be doing quite well. People tend to like this type of content. It's a long form video. So just 9 figures that I pre-ordered today. Well, at this stage probably about 3 weeks ago. My thoughts on this, maybe you don't need to watch this video. My thoughts on Predator, Hot Toys Deck and Thia, and then the review of the Artisan Black Widow. I'm so impressed by it. Yeah, just more so than I thought I would be. So all right, Harrison, do you want to choose the next direction?
Yeah, sure. Should we do what we got new this week?
Yeah, go for it. Take it away.
I got Caesar and Cobra. I actually unboxed them from last week, so they've unboxed. I got this today. I don't know if you can see that. The Shadow Fergo.
What is it?
Custom. It's a custom knife for the Michael Myers.
Ah, right.
So I haven't even opened it yet, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Isn't it mad that niche within a niche within a niche, custom things that you can get?
Yeah, it is crazy. Like completely. I don't know if you
diecast.
Yeah, completely metal, and it's very. It looks much better than what it comes with.
You could shank someone with that.
You 100% could. My Michael Myers can now kill me.
Someone
if he
little.
comes to life. Yeah.
You could shank Ronnie Corbett with it.
So, yeah, I got that in today. So he's done for now, Michael Myers.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. What was the brand? Who makes the Michael Myers that you have?
The Michael Myers is done by Trick or Treat Studios.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, that was the base figure.
Excellent. Anyone else?
No,
yeah.
I didn't. I'm deliberating for 2.5 weeks on which Spider-Man to buy. So if anyone wants to shout out in the chat which one.
Plenty of feedback there anyway in the group
I
chat.
have indeed.
You specifically want a Tom Holland though, Bob, is that right?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. And I don't want to wait. You know me, Phil. I'm not waiting for whatever might come next. I'm not up for that.
Yeah.
I haven't got the patience.
You live in the here and now, man.
Yeah, live in the here and now.
Good stuff. Anyone else? Okay, so
quiet.
I got this in, and I'm pretty blown away by it. Like, where do I start? I think if you're looking at this and you think it doesn't look like Scarlett Johansson, I would recommend a trip to Specsavers. Like I am very impressed by the likeness on it. I've really exaggerated the rolling eyes, obviously, off to the left on this one. Like the body proportions, like I've said multiple times that Hot Toys are guilty of giving male and female characters square butts or no butts. Like, I'll give you a perfect example. The gag in the movie in Endgame, no, absolutely not. The gag in the movie in Endgame was that's America's ass. But like the back of the Endgame Captain America, it's like a square. So it's like, if these things are, the Hot Toys base themselves on, realism and accuracy as well, like get the basics right. So like on this, they've got the curvy feminine body proportions, like they just got it down perfectly. It's just very well done. It's very, very anatomically correct, we'll say. The likeness is great. I think I was a bit harsh on what I said about the hair in my video. In my video, I said that the hair is, okay, it's the best artisan hair to date, I think, that I've seen. But I think what I said in the video was her hair was more, they got the color right, but the hair was more wavy in the movie. But I sat down and rewatched Iron Man 2 yesterday. And yes, when you first see her, when she, takes Happy apart in the ring, and he lays a hand on her, and she does the thing when she jumps up, grabs him by the neck with her legs and smashes him onto the ground. She kind of has wavy hair, like there's not as much curls. However, when she's wearing this suit in the hallway scene, which is probably her best action scene in Iron Man 2, yeah, sure enough, the curls are there. So I stand corrected on that. Articulated. The boots they're not split cut. They're one piece, but they have that thing like the Wolverine has where they articulate within the boot. The color on the outfit, again, the body proportion, I know I'm going on about it, but I'm trying to say this as respectfully possible. It just looks like a 6-scale woman in a suit. And the magnetic base I quite like as well. It's there's none of that INART track system. It's just a magnet. It could be a little stronger, but then again, if it's a little stronger, it could maybe limit your pose. Whereas I've put this into a walking pose, and it was like it wasn't dragging the. When you put on a walking pose, one foot's flat down, the other foot is kind of like maybe maybe just on the balls of the feet, but it wasn't like dragging the feet down. I'm very impressed by this, and it's not a character that I felt that I really needed, but just based on the strength of the prototype, I was like, I'm gonna go for it. I'm glad I did, because it was one that I thought, if I'd put a bet on it, which of the artisans wouldn't turn out as good as the prototype, this would have been my bet. So the view's up there. Definitely give it a watch.
I think that, like you say, I think the hairstyle is just like that, especially in that scene. I watched it recently as well. I think this is where artisan hair is perfect for that hairstyle. Yeah, it can really be clumped together in those.
Quite good. Yep. Yeah. Now it does, like at the back, it doesn't hang down straight back at the back. It kind of points out a bit, but with a little bit of water and a little bit of futz in, which I like. This is out of the box. I did nothing with this, so. Yeah. So what were you going to say?
I was just going to say to people as well, because I know you've done a good job here with the photography, because a number of people, when they've imaged her, have mentioned it's very hard to stop the eyes looking glazed in the image, but actually in real life, there's something about them.
Like, obviously I took a few photos and then I just like picked the best one, it's like, I'm not a particularly good photographer. I'm like throwing off shit at the wall, something's going to stick. And then with this, I think the key was to underexpose it a bit. So like I have my SLR on manual, I've got a pancake lens, so I don't have to worry about zoom. I can get in really, really close. And then I just, it's quite dark anyway. So instead of like adjusting the shutter speed to be perfect on the exposure, I underexpose it a bit, so there's a little bit darker. And I think that was the key to getting it the way I wanted to look. I will say, the eyeballs though, like, am I just the only one that finds those little levers that they give you to adjust the eyeballs completely useless? Like, it's impossible to get them connected in. I just like use my finger and just move the levers. But the problem is when I was
they are useless.
Putting this head sculpt back on, the neck piece was hitting off the eyeballs, and then it was just getting all wonky, and then I had to go back in again. And I still don't have it perfectly dialed, but the photo looks all right. Like, but yeah, so there's that, and then sorry, I'm just gonna go full screen this for a second. So this is a big deal. So Megan got me this today. She got me a present today, and I'm glad she was listening to all the not so subtle hints I was dropping over the last few weeks. But it's the latest, the Dark Knight trilogy 4K set. It's the Steelbook edition. So that's actually metal, and then you have like four. They all look like 4 different 4K discs, but you have Batman Begins, The Dark Knight Rises, and then there's no actual disc in this. This is just like bonus material. So it has some postcards, and it's quite cool. It has like stills from the movie Batman Begins or The Dark Knight or The Dark Knight Rises. And then on the back of the postcard, it has the storyboard sketches for what they drew first. So it's like, this is what we wanted to do, and this is how it turned out. It has a poster with like the schematics, I think they're called, the blueprints for the Tumblr. It has like a entire front and back big poster of like a Gotham City newspaper with loads of different articles that I haven't read yet. In each of the steelbooks, you've got obviously the 4K movie, the Blu-ray movie, and then a disc with special features for each of them. So like I do have a 4K set of this thanks to Ian H and Silverfox. He has told me that this is the superior transfer, and that's what Christopher Nolan had said as well when they went back and redid this, because there's things they wanted to change. I do actually have it on DVD and streaming as well, but like, you know, it's the Dark Knight trilogy. So I just watched some of the features, and it's just crystal clear, man. I thought, look, yeah, this is going to be the same. I'm just going to get this, but I'm really looking forward to sitting down that once a year. I sit down and watch the trilogy, and I'm looking forward to seeing how sharp it is. So yeah, that was a nice gift to get, but yeah, cool.
You're gonna have to step up at Christmas, Shane, to repay that.
Yeah, well, it's her birthday on Friday.
Oh, okay.
But I'm going to see Bad Omens play, so I no. I know exactly. She told me what she wants. So we're very straightforward. We're just like, what you want. I was like, grand, this is grand. So
awesome.
No, I know what to get her like. So she'll be looked after. All right, so back to the grid. Phil, do you want to direct us there?
Yeah, should we go with the Mondo Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle?
I think a lot of people are excited about this. If I can find it. Yeah, okay. All right, so I know very little about this. I think it's up on Tuesday. It says $250. Obviously, that it says here the items are subject to a tariff surcharge for U.S. customers. Obviously, what it doesn't say is I don't even know if Mondo, if their sites ship directly to Europe or Ireland or the UK or wherever. I imagine if they do, you're going to be hit with VAT and your import and your customs and your international shipping. But it's a 6-scale Donatello. I'm guessing they're going to do at least the other 3 turtles. Maybe they do a Shredder, some of the Foot Clan or whatever. But yeah, this is what you have at the moment. I'll really quickly just say that I remember how big the Teenage Mutant Ninja or Hero Turtles, depending where you're living, were back in I suppose the late 80s, early 90s. It was huge. It was Turtle Mania, and I loved the movie and I loved the cartoon, and like the kids were obsessed with this stuff. And you know, when I was a kid, like, you know, 5 or 6 or whenever it was, like, you know, you had the toys and stuff like that, but it's something that it didn't stay with me in the same way that Ghostbusters really didn't stay with me, whereas like you know, obviously, you know, Star Wars did and Batman did and stuff like that, and Transformers, whatever, but for some reason the Turtles didn't stay with me, and I've no interest in collecting them, but I know that I'm very much in a minority there. So yeah, anyone want to have a conversation about these or tell me what you know about them? Or
I mean, I'm going to apologise to half the chat, at least by the looks of it, judging by the comments, but I really do like the Mondo stuff. And apparently the quality is really good. My only issue with the Mondo gear is that you're paying $250 or £250, and it just looks like a 1/6 toy.
It looks like a big Marvel Legends.
Yeah, in some cases, and don't get me wrong, nostalgia-wise, like the Thundercat stuff, I thought was incredible, but they just look like larger versions of a Mattel or Marvel Legends or what have you. But
I will say, going back to what we were talking about earlier on, whatever about movies and stuff, 80s had the best cartoons.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I'll die on that hill.
Yeah,
I'll die on that hill.
100%.
But Phil, is there an argument to be said that based on the design, the character design of these Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, that is actually Ninja, it's not Hero, it was marketed as Hero in Ireland and the UK. Is there an argument to be said that the style and the character design of these turtles, it lends itself to Mondo's style?
Definitely, yeah. Yeah, I can't argue with that. It does. That is their style. But I mean, I've got the NECA turtles, and they're really good. You know, the detail is really good. The articulation isn't particularly great because NECA are not really famed for articulation, but it just looks like a larger version of what would be. And I'm sure NECA do quarter scale turtles at some stage.
Yeah.
It's just the price for me. If these were half the price that they were charging, I'd be in with a sniff. But 250 for a toyetic looking figure, then if you like, is way out of my price range. And I mean, you just mentioned now, I mean, if you're talking about the other three plus a shredder, which would probably cost more. I don't know whether they do die cast Mondo, do they? But you're talking 1,500 quid. That's without going in with I can't remember the two bad guys, Rocksteady and Bebop, is it?
Bebop and Rocksteady.
Yeah, it could just go on and on and on. I mean, it's I mean, we're in a pricey hobby, don't get me wrong, but yeah, I love how they look, but they're not for me.
Yeah, Pancake Lens. It's a nickname. It's a nickname for, like, I think it's also called the Canon Nifty 50. So it's there's no zoom on it. It's just a small lens. You can call it a macro lens or something like that. Keith Lee, thanks very much for being here. How does the Hot Toys artisan rooted hair? I still think it's not even close. I still think INART have more. The edge suggests that they're a bit ahead. I think even comparing the best that I've seen is the Black Widow one, but I think I still don't think it's close personally. I think INART are better on it. I also do miss the magnetic stands, but I don't miss the track system. I think they should have just given a full magnetic area. What about yourself, Harrison? What do you think about these this Donatello Turtles? Were they a bit after your time, or would you something?
No, I did watch Turtles as a kid, but it's not something that I'm really interested in. But it does look very, very good. So I am happy for Turtles fans, because I know Turtles fans have been asking for a 6-scale version for such a long time. I do like what Mondo does, but none of it has ever really interested me. I've only got the Rick and Morty that they did. I have that just because I love Rick and Morty, and no one else seems to be doing it. But just same reasons as what Phil said. They just look too much like toys for me. Whereas I prefer them to just be a bit more realistic looking on the shelf. But as it goes, though, I do think that the Turtles are the best ones so far. I would say with where the joints are, you can't really see them. I would say the bicep one is probably the most noticeable one. Other than that, and possibly the shoulder, but the shell sort of hides that as well.
Yeah, because when the Thundercats the joints are pretty bad, and if I remember rightly from seeing collectors.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, but I do think that they just sort of lean into that, don't they? They go, well, you can pose these figures, you don't have to be worried about it. So there is definitely a fan base for that. I'm not a massive poser with mine. Most of mine are just standing straight up and down. So yeah, no, I'm very, very happy for the people that want Turtles. And I hope that they do get the whole line. I hope it's not one that they'll get 3 of them and not the 4th.
JB. So like, I was very late watching The Thing. One of those movies that like I'd always meant to watch and never did. And I watched it for the first time maybe 3 years ago. And now it's like I watch it every year at Halloween. And yeah, quite like it. And part of me was like, yeah, maybe I should get a McReady. I hate when people pronounce it. It's McReady. Sorry. Shame on me. McReady. Is it bad? Is it that bad? I heard it's not like Hot Toys level or INART level or anything like that. I heard it's still very Mondo. But did anyone see any reviews of that? Like I know it's out, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
see
out.
what it was like?
I think it looks good. I don't think it poses very well from what I know, and the
Right.
coats have been good, but it looks good. All the reviews I've seen, it looks pretty good on the shelf.
Yeah, because I mean, Big Chief Studio, rest in peace. I've got the Arthur and Tommy, and you can see their likenesses there. You can definitely see it looks like Paul Anderson and Cillian Murphy, but you know they're soft, and like I couldn't, in good conscience, regardless how much I liked Peaky Blinders or Cillian Murphy, I wouldn't sit there and go, "This is a 10 out of 10." I just cringe, like I really cringe when someone like wants you to like something so bad that they're trying to convince something that maybe is a 7 is a 10. It's just, it's not like, so like the Big Chief Studios, you know, I think they got the likenesses right sometimes, but they were soft. They were still plasticky, like, you know, and maybe that's, but like, you know, you pose in the right way, it'll work. What about yourself, Bob? Does this float your boat at all? Or?
It doesn't. I shan't be getting it. When I first got into collecting, I always wanted those NECA quarter scale turtles. Never got around to getting them. I think I'm very happy that there's now some new ones of these coming out in this scale. I know those NECA ones that Phil mentioned. There was, I think it was like 7 out of 10 of them that on the market were fakes. There was a lot of fakes of those figures, and it wasn't really until people got them in hand that they realised they'd been duped. So it's great that people can avoid that now. I hate that sort of stuff. But one thing I did notice about these, they come with a huge amount of accessories, don't they?
They do.
Absolutely monstrous amount of accessories. And I think, someone will correct me if I'm not, I think they're not neither the animated or the they're neither the animated or the action movies are they? I think they're somewhere in between, which hopefully keeps everyone happy rather than hopefully annoys fans of either of those two.
It comes with a bunch of stuff. You got like a bow staff and a kind of electric staff. You've got two different stabbing devices. So I know I'm such an amateur here because I don't know the exact thing. I do remember that thing on the bottom left. Is that a turtle com? Do you know, like, can you see the cursor? That thing there? I think that's a turtle com. Did I just make that up? That's a communication device?
It sounds like
I think you're right. I think you're right.
I think that's what it was. But
what are the little fellas at the bottom? The little droids.
They seem to be like radio controlled robots or something, are they?
They're called Mousers or Mousers or something. They were like robotic mice or rats or something. I think they were captured, and I think
reprogrammed them or something.
Shredder, yeah, I think he used them to hunt down the turtles, I believe.
I remember the look of them, but I don't remember the name of them. So Moose Stream. So Michael, their channel for 31 months at work now. You got to pay off all those pre-orders, Moose. Dark Knight Returns by Miller instigated my collecting journey in '86. So next year will be 40 years of pop culture collecting and still loving this. Good stuff. It's keeping you young, Moose. It's keeping you young. Thank you very much for that. I don't think McReady and stuff like that fit as well with the Mondo treatment. I would tend to agree. I think McReady needs the Hot Toys or the INART treatment or a custom. Doggy Doc Designs did a great McReady, if I'm remembering correctly. It looked pretty damn incredible from what I remember. JB said the body was atrocious. The jacket was barely usable. However, the two head sculpts were good. Okay, quarter scale NECA turtles look amazing, and you want them. Here we go. Here we got Philly. Donnie was my first TMNT figure when I was 9, and funny, this will be my first one. That's good. They took elements from the film and the cartoon and threw a bit of Playmates toy weaponry and the best possible turtle they could. Yeah, Playmates toys were the ones that originally made the toys that people went mad for. Can we move on from this, or does anyone have any other thoughts you would like to speak about?
No, all good.
Just want to flick through some more of these.
And this is 250 and comes with 4 heads.
Yeah, this actually is a nice kind of natural. We've gone full circle, Harrison. We've gone full circle.
No.
Hot Toys, take note. Yeah, I think for the most part they've done good in this. I think if I was into this, I that would be the one I'd go and try to get the full line.
Yeah.
All right, so we're back to the grid. So we've done everything. We've got Face Off left. We've got INART, and we've got the Mark 42. What do you want to pick, Phil?
Someone else want to have a go? I just had the Mondo.
All right, Bob.
Jump in, boys.
Let's go with the INART, shall we?
INART, okay. So INART, this is a quick one, but INART are launching, I believe, a loyalty program.
Ooh.
Now, right off the top of your heads, what's the first problem with that?
You've got to spend loads to get a little.
That's true. You could say that with so many different ones, but yeah, that is definitely a true. But specific to INART, what is the problem about ordering direct from INART?
They don't ship everywhere, do they?
You can't. like I ordered. The only figure I think I was able to order direct with them was the Paul Atreides. The only one I wanted. Sorry, there was other ones that they had a license. The DC. The Rooted Hair 2-pack, the Heath Ledger Joker, they didn't have the worldwide license. I don't think they have the worldwide license for any of the DC products, which meant I couldn't go direct for them for the 4-pack Joker from Joker 2019, the 2-pack Rooted Joker from The Dark Knight, the Robert Pattinson single-pack Batman, or the BVS Henry Cavill Superman. The Dune Paul Atreides, I did go straight for them, and I have pre-ordered Rick and Negan. But this only works if you are in a region where you can order direct from the site, or if they have a worldwide license and you can order for the likes of Dune, and I think Rick and Negan, Walking Dead are worldwide. But look, we'll go through it and we'll have a look. You can see my screen there, can't you?
Yeah.
Okay, so get free rewards when shopping with INART. Damn, these are my points. I'm logged in. Damn, you can see all my points.
Oh.
My 30 points or whatever it is. Right, frequently asked, redeem your rewards. Basically, from what I remember, is every time you spend, if you get 100. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm going to log out. I'm going to share this instead. All right, I'll just log out and then I'll go back in and because it will just show me the intro. Not that there's anything too sensitive here. It's just my shopping cart has Rick and Negan in it. That's it. Okay, right. So the rewards program. Product schedule November. Nothing too interesting. Rewards.
That 112 figure, I ordered that.
That's
from
very
Kit
good
because it worked out that it is very good. Yeah, it worked out because of the shipping cheaper to get it from Kit than it did to get it direct from INART.
That's not great if they want you to order directly from them, but
no,
I think that's because their Kit does free worldwide shipping, isn't it, on anything, and then they will ship it by
possibly
some courier, which is expensive. Yeah, that's why, that was one of the I was on a knife edge with Rick and Negan, and then when I saw if you order directly with them and you ordered a 2-pack, free shipping, that actually sealed the deal there. I think really. It was just that final push I needed, and I didn't get stung for customs for Paul Atreides, so if I don't get stung for customs, I'll be doing all right.
The shipping was the same cost as the figure as well, which
doesn't help. So how it works, number one, create an account. If you already have an account created, because I already had an account created because I've ordered Paul Atreides with them and Rick and Negan, so I just logged in and they already had points awarded because I had an account. So you can create an account, you get a few rewards. Are earn points. So complete these activities to earn points. There's activities down below. And then 3, redeem awards. So ways to earn points. You can create an account for 10 points. You can complete an order. You get 1 point for every $1. Subscribe to the newsletter, 5 points. Leave a review, 5 points. Follow on Instagram, 5 points. Like on Facebook, follow on TikTok, or subscribe. They're all simple things you could do and rack up maybe 30, 40 points, whatever. So if you did all those things, you'd have 20, 30. Yeah, they're all things you could do more or less for free, and you'd end up with 40 points. Yeah. And then even if you didn't complete an order, which, okay, you're off the starting line. Now, redeem your rewards. If you get 800 points, now that is a lot, because if you're on 40 points, and then let's just do a little calculation on this. So if you have 1 point for every $1, so if you buy something, let's say worth 300, no, I think 269. Let's say you order the Negan, because that's 269. Then you would get 269 points. You're still on 300 points. I suppose if you order over time, maybe 3 figures.
You've got to spend £760 before you get free shipping on your next thing.
Yeah, there you go.
Ish.
Yep, you got it. Or you could hold on and for 1,500 points and a 5% discount. But I will tell you a better thing you could do. Don't some of those YouTubers have 5% discounts? I think Mafia might have a 5% discount or a certain percent discount. You know, on certain product. There was definitely around that time some of the YouTubers have these discount codes, and you know, you could just use them. Maybe they're going to stop giving those discount codes out to certain YouTubers or something because of this. I don't know. But look, if you rack up the points, 10% discount, that'd be nice, but you have to spend a lot. You really have to be committed. But look, it's there. They don't have to do it. It's better than nothing. But I think the lack of worldwide licenses might sting them a bit. Any thoughts?
I won't go off on one, but this stuff really riles me as a very, very small business
I think
owner.
you should go off on one. That's why we're here.
You have to spend $2,500 on their products before you get a meager 10% off of something that they probably could just stick the price up by 15% by the time you get there anyway.
Yeah, I'm loving the inclusion of the word meager. Doesn't get used enough. So what you're saying to INART is...
Catch your cell phone!
Yeah. It would put me off buying from them. I just it infuriates me that larger companies do this. You know, I'm giving away 20% on my products just if someone asks me nicely. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've got to spend $2,500 with these people to get a measly 10% off a figure. Sorry, I'll stop.
What's reasonable though? If they obviously they're their business, they want to make money. Like, what would you think would be like a line between they're giving something back?
You've got to look at how much profit they're making, haven't you? I mean, what profit are they making? When you spend 400 quid on a figure, they must be making half of that in profit at minimum.
Geez, I would have said more, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know, because I literally don't know what their overheads is. How much does it cost to make a figure, all that stuff. We just all imagine that in China, like, everything's made for 10 cents and then
if you take their overheads and stuff like that, and staff costs and shipping, you know, whatever, they're clearing 50% easily. Mm-hmm. All good businesses do, otherwise they wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
So they're making, when you spend $2,500, they're making, say, 1,400 quid profit, and then they're giving you back 70 quid on your next purchase, something like that. So I just think.
So you reckon they could do a bit more? They could keep the reward system, but be a bit more generous with it.
Totally.
I suppose there's sense, like, because if you think about it, right? You spend your 2,500, your next order you get 10% off, and then like, yeah, like they're not losing that much then. You know, so you think they could do more, basically?
I think they could, but a lot of companies do this. They're meager discounts when you have, and force you to spend an awful lot of money before they reward your.
I love the way you say force, though. No one's forcing you to buy anything.
If you want to take advantage of their generous offer,
I get you.
And what's exciting?
They're doing you a favor, Bob.
I mean, to me, an exciting reward is not spending $3,000 and saving 40 quid.
True.
On your next figure. That's not exciting.
Yeah, true. I actually going back to how we started with the backstage conversation about electric cars. That electric car that I was talking about, if you buy it and you switch, if you're willing to switch energy providers, they install the charger for free. And I think the chargers are God, I think they're over $1,000, like, or maybe more, maybe $2,000. So, but that's maybe a bit more because it's something you need anyway. But there's the argument though is that should come with the car. I'd nearly argue that, like, you know what I mean. You kind of need. I would, so maybe that's a terrible example.
It's like when they give you a free tank of fuel, isn't it? It's like if they don't put petrol in it, you can't drive it home.
Yeah. There's I don't know, is it an Irish thing or an international thing? Like, it's sometimes if you buy a car privately here, let's say you go meet someone and you test drive and you get grand and you buy it, not from a dealer, just buy it from some lad who's selling it. And if you're happy enough and you hand over cash, like 10 grand, there's like I don't know if it's an Irish thing and everything. Typically the person, it's kind of good, it's like etiquette that if someone hands you 10 grand for the car, you give them 50 back and go, here, fill the tank. As in a gesture, like, best of luck. Yeah. Best of luck with it. Like, but like, you don't have to do it. Like, I've seen people do it, but yeah. Harrison, Phil, any thoughts on this?
I would say that if they had every figure licensed so everybody could order, it would be great. I think all they would have to do is just up the points that you get back. I think if they just up the points, instead of even maybe 2, you buy one figure, you'd almost get free shipping on just one figure. So if they just up the points ever so slightly, so you don't have to spend $2,500, then I think it makes sense, because then people will go, oh, okay, well, I only have to buy 1 or 2 figures. I'm going to buy that anyway. I'll get 10% off my next order. That would be more like, oh, I'll use them now, because it makes sense. But when you're having to spend so much to then get a small discount, you either you need to make the discount bigger so it feels more worthwhile. I've spent $2,500 with you. You give me 50% off once I've reached that, and you get you've spent that much money. There you go. You've got a reward for spending that much money. But there's no incentive. So if you're not going to do that, then just make it a little bit faster that you earn the points.
Just spotted this as well. Earn more as you shop Black Friday. So maybe if you order stuff on Black Friday, they give you double points. I'm just speculating here, but it hasn't said anything there. Or maybe they're launching their rewards program on Black Friday, but that doesn't make sense, because I was able to log in, do a few of those things like subscribe to them on YouTube and follow them on Facebook, and my awards have skyrocketed to 30 now. But this here, see the silhouettes? Like, it does say earn more as you shop on Black Friday, so maybe they're giving you double points or triple points, I don't know. But you see a silhouette, you have that looks like the Anne Hathaway Catwoman, Daryl from The Walking Dead. Sorry, this keeps moving and dragging it back. I think that's a Wukong figure on the right, and then on the left it's Bale Batman, but I'm guessing it's the 12 scale, so
makes sense. Also on that one shoulders. It keeps going to, Shane, that other screen it kept flicking back to. On the side, they had what looks like their kit that they had. I don't know if you've seen that. They had like a little kit.
It's like a maintenance kit.
Yeah.
So it's 900.
I saw people that were saying that they wouldn't mind having that. So I wonder if they're going to be selling them now.
Yeah, maybe. All right, we'll just run through this one really quickly. So let's have a quick look at this. Really quickly. I love battle damage. I think the battle damage on this looks incredible. I think, but it's from a movie which I think it's the weakest Iron Man movie. I'm not a fan of Iron Man 3. A lot of good suits in the MCU. This is not one that I gravitate towards. However, I think the battle damage is incredible. And I love the battle damage, and especially the more heavily battle damage, because 3 different looks for it. Like, I love that there. It looks great. But just the gold never really floated my boat. The movie didn't float my boat. But I know what does float my boat? I was
What,
actually
USB?
waiting for some very inappropriate,
USB.
very inappropriate. The USB. That's what. Thank you. I appreciate it. The
Yes.
USB. It's USB powered. Finally.
We know
yeah.
you well, Shane.
Yeah. It's a USB. Yeah. So yeah. So like, kind of going back to Harrison there, but the two scrubs. They're evolving, but maybe not as quick as we want them to. Because yes, they've given us USB powered lightsabers, but they're baselit. They're not glowing all the way to the top like a Neo LED or LED powered saber, like you ones for like from Ironworks Customs or R15 or whoever. But they're kind of making a step in the right direction. They're just not doing like leaps and bounds. This is USB powered. In my head, my logic is, well, when they brought in the separate rolling eyeballs features, everything after that had separate rolling eyeballs features, apart from maybe the Feral Predator or Commander Cody 2.0, which is lazy. But now that this has USB, you would imagine all Iron Mans announced from here on out should, by that logic, be USB powered. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, we got
It's good,
3.0s coming from every angle now, haven't we?
Yeah,
Oh, definitely.
careful what we wish for, eh?
They'll be doing every single one now. But it does look really, really good.
It does.
But I'm like you, Shane. On this one, I don't particularly like
gold.
this suit. But the battle damage with it, all of it, and him unmasked, and the battle damage face, and it looks like it's got silicone arms as well under the where you can see his arm. So
Yeah.
and the USB just finally.
I think the scope's all right. I think people were giving out about it. I think it's all right.
Yeah, I think it's good. Like that, I wouldn't have it displayed like that. I don't. That doesn't do nothing. But like that, that's really good.
Yeah, that would be the look. Because like if you have this, like, okay, I would always say my favorite live action MCU suit is the Mark 6. I'm not going to go into why. I've explained it a million times already. But if I only had one, it'd be the Mark 3. So a person who buys this probably isn't their only Iron Man representation. So you can have like your Mark 7 for your clean version or your Mark 3 for your clean version or whatever. But I think this is one you display like this with the battle damage sculpt and the heavily battle damage look and the arm torn off. I think this looks pretty damn cool.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, I agree.
Just was not a fan of this movie. Just did not land with me. Phil, any thoughts?
It's sorry.
Go on. Anyone at all?
It's not cheap either. This is it from what I see.
No, this is $450 or something like that. There's two different versions. I think there's a 4 and $450.
Yeah. As you know, Shane, I've just recently got the Mark 5, which has got battle damage on it, and I'm still very happy with it.
The Mark 5, that Iron Man scene, that suitcase suit up. I think that's one of the best suit ups.
Yeah. I've not got the suit up version, but I've got the version with the sort of swap out battle damage parts. But I might get that suit up version because that's very cheap. You can get that probably with shipping for say $200 quid now.
Yeah.
And I think people are scared that it's going to damage the suit underneath, but you're going to put it on and leave it and keep it, aren't you? So.
Any thoughts, Phil?
No, not really.
All right, so if we just switch over to private chat then, guys, and we will get the we'll get this face off out of. Or I didn't actually even ask you, Bob. Did you do questions or? I didn't.
I've always got questions.
Right, brilliant.
I've always got some up my sleeve.
Good stuff. You got tricks. Okay, switch over to private chat. So and we'll just get the tunes going. We'll do face off and then get out of here.
Okay, how are you teaming up?
So, I'm feeling lucky.
Are you taking them on again, Shane?
I am. I'm going to take them on. I'm going to take them on.
We have to win this time, Phil.
Right.
I'm so sorry, Harrison.
They're really easy this week as well. Easy questions.
Are they? Are they though?
Yeah. Yeah. If you know the answers.
Yeah.
Okay. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Yeah, Shane?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's crack on. In what year was Carrie released in the UK? And this is the Sissy Spacek Carrie.
No idea. 1978 final answer. Lock it in.
Locked in. The Carrie was released in 1977.
Ah, man. Damn it.
You should
Always
do that
one
more
off.
often. Right, Phil and Harrison to take the lead. In what year was Children of the Corn released?
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
This week, the questions are easy.
Yeah. Last week I did better. They were easier last week.
I'm sure that's quite early as well. I'm thinking 70s again.
Yeah. I don't know how. It'll be a wild guess. I'll say. I have no idea. 75. I really have no idea. And if you've got a better idea, go with yours. But I'd say 1975. I don't know.
Yeah, lock it in, Bob.
Locking in 75.
Yeah.
Children of the Corn was released in 1984.
Oh, okay.
Right. Shane to take the lead. Who directed the 1989 movie Pet Sematary?
Oh, man. I feel like I should know this one. I'm gonna have a guess with Wes Craven.
Locking in?
Yeah.
Okay. The director of the 1989 movie Pet Sematary was Mary Lambert.
That wouldn't have been close. Wouldn't have been close.
Phil and Harrison to take the lead. Who directed the 1990 movie Misery?
No, I don't know. I don't know who the director of that one. Bill, any ideas?
I can see the link. Everything so far is Stephen King, isn't it? But
Yeah.
What was the name in The Clown in... No, sorry. No. What colour was his balloon?
I'll make them easier next week.
No, you
I'd
won't.
rather those questions.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I wouldn't even have an idea of who it would be.
Have a wild stab.
Michael Bay.
Misery.
Great movie.
It is a good movie, but I cannot remember. I've only watched it once, long time ago. No, no idea.
Steal Shane's answer and go with Wes Craven.
Yeah,
I am got a clue. Wes
No, I
Craven. Log
No,
in.
no, Wes Craven.
Locking in.
Yeah.
The director of Misery was Rob Reiner.
I wouldn't... I like, none of these are like, when I hear the answers, like, oh, I should have said Rob.
Okay.
No.
Right, let's
Yeah,
make
no.
them easier then. Shane. In the 1984 movie Children of the Corn, who played Vicky?
Considering I don't know who Vicky is and I've never seen the movie. Who was alive in 1984? Sydney Sweeney, locking it in. No. Okay. Maybe. So, Children of the Corn. I'm thinking, was it a child actor? Character Vicky. I'm gonna go Michelle Pfeiffer. Final answer.
Are you locking in?
Lock that in.
Okay. The actor who played Vicky in The Children of the Corn was Linda Hamilton.
Damn.
Oh,
Damn.
wow.
Shame on
Wow.
me.
Look
Chaps.
out. This is going to be a...
To steal it.
Yeah, we need this one, Phil.
In the 1977 movie Carrie,
I'm not going to know this.
who played Chris Hargensen?
Jesus.
No idea.
Sydney Sweeney.
It's definitely not Sydney Sweeney, though. I have no idea. No. Random name. Anyone that was alive then.
It's going to be... So...
Like, if you just say Pedro Pascal, he's in like 50% of movies. Like, I like those odds.
Imagine if it...
It's a blast from the past.
Yeah.
Um,
We used to use that every week. A number of times.
I don't know. Carrie Fisher. I don't know.
No, I don't know. No idea.
You have a wild guess?
Pedro Pascal.
I've given up all chance at inner peace.
Are you locking in?
Yeah, well, I am. I don't know. Phil, have you got a better idea?
No, sorry, mate. No idea.
No.
Okay. The actor who played Chris Hargensen in Carrie was Nancy Allen.
Of course. Yeah, seems like an obvious answer to me.
Yeah, Robocop lady.
Oh, that's
I know.
yeah,
I know.
that's
Yeah.
I'm a mess. All
We're
right,
down to
so
the tiebreaker then, are we?
tiebreaker. Give us
Right.
give us someone.
How old is Tippi Hedren, who starred as Melanie Daniels in The Birds?
So
How
who
long
was
she
it?
been? How long she been deceased, or how old she is?
How
I
old she is?
I froze.
How old
So
is she?
who was it? Who was it?
Tippi Hedren.
Who?
She's the main actress in The Birds by Hitchcock.
She's
And
still
she's
knocking
still alive.
about.
Still alive?
Then she's very, very old.
I presume you'd have to carbon date her at this stage. So I'm saying I don't know who she is. I know nothing about it. This is a shot in the dark. She's gonna have to be old.
She's got to be in her 90s, surely.
I'm amazed she's alive. I'm not. I'm amazed
Yeah.
She survived all those bird attacks, didn't she?
I'm gonna lock in 93. I don't know who you're talking about. Just gonna go for it.
You've not seen
Final
the film,
answer,
Shane?
93. What? Hitchcock's The Birds. No, I actually haven't.
Ah, okay.
It's
I
good.
need to do a little bit
It's
of
a good film.
binge on the Hitchcock movies.
But
Never
I
a
don't
fan.
know how old.
Never a fan
It's
of
nearly as
Hitchcock.
No.
it's nearly as good as The Hand, starring Michael Caine,
Oh, okay.
which has got basically his hand turns into the Thing from Wednesday, but it's like a genuine horror.
Oh. That's cool.
That's cool.
Higher or lower, Harrison? What are we going with?
I was thinking higher. I don't know, like 95, 96.
It's been 84 years.
Have you got a feeling of a number?
No, I presume dead. So she's definitely knocking on. And yeah, we'll go
Maybe
higher.
not. Yeah. What did you go with, Shane?
I went with 93.
93. Well, we'll go 94 then.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah.
Damn, that's a good
Okay.
strategy. Bold
That is a
strategy,
good
Carlton.
strategy.
See if it works out for him.
Tippi Hedren is 95.
Ooh,
Well done, lads. Well done. Well done.
Well done, lads.
well done,
Well
Shane.
done.
Go
You
with
have
solo.
I'll
exercised.
make them easier next time.
Exercise the demons.
Well done, lads. You have exercised the demons.
Yes.
All right. Thanks very much, Bob, for
Pleasure.
coming in clutch with the questions there. I want to get rid of these this music.
Can we have the hard questions next week? Considering they
Yeah,
were the
yeah,
easy ones?
yeah. Sometimes I just like, it's just you know, it's just a bit boring. Like, you know, we want to challenge Bob. What can we say? Anything you want to promote or plug, or any streams you're appearing on, or anything going on to your socials that you want to promote?
I'm all good. Thank you.
I'll be on Gio's channel, The Movie Canon, Figure Talk, again this week. And you've got Jose's Masamenos new episode coming up in December. I think December 6th. I'll be on that as well as a judge again.
Good stuff.
Nice.
Excellent. Anyone else?
I'm trying to work around something to get onto Geo's as well. In all fairness, he has invited me. 3:30 in the morning with 8
Yeah.
is
Yeah,
a
very
struggle
early
at the
start.
moment.
Yeah. You'd want to be coming in
we-
from a night out, like, and just get straight on or something like.
Yeah, Geo, I'll sort something. We will sort something out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, folks. We'll leave it there. Thanks very much for watching live or on the replay. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It is greatly appreciated. And we'll be back next week. And of course, there'll be movies for updates. If you haven't checked out that review on Arts and Black Widow and the Reels, maybe give that a go. And yeah, the battling version of Deadpool will go up probably next weekend. All right, folks. See ya.
See you later.
Yeah.
Bye.
Just have a good evening.